Hey Noir fans, Jason here from Speakeasy Noircast. So when Carly and I started looking for solutions for our podcast, we discovered there were way too many options available. We almost gave up looking for the right fit and came close to forking over a bunch of money for one size fits all type of solution. Then I stumbled upon Anchor FM. Not only is this amazing service free, but we can record and edit our podcast directly from Anchor FM or even on our phone when we're on the go. That alone saves us a ton of money and time. But there are several other major benefits to using Anchor FM that makes it the perfect fit for us. Anchor has a built-in solution for distributing our podcast to all the major outlets, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just about anything else you can think of. You no longer have to submit your RSS feed to every single service in existence just to get your episode to your fans. And talking about money again, like I said, Anchor is absolutely free. And Anchor FM will even help you to make some cold hard cash right from the very beginning. Anchor FM has a unique advertising platform that doesn't require a minimum listenership. So right out the gate, you can start making some money. So let's put it in perspective. Anchor FM is free, everything you need to make a podcast in one place, instant distribution, and they'll help you make some money right from the start. So if you've been struggling to find the perfect platform for your podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. After you finish this episode, of course. No apologies necessary for our last episode. You guys either liked it or you didn't like it, and you're either here for this one or you're not. And it's sad to see you go, or it's amazing to see you still here.
It's amazing to see you still.
Either way, we're not judging. We understand.
Well, I only judge you. You knew I was crazy.
I didn't know that.
It's all your fault.
You never know until you're in the relationship.
Until the crazy seeps out of all the holes.
Right. So today, on today's episode, Carly has just informed me that we're going to do the film Leon. And it depends on where you live, what country you're in, as to what the title of the film is. For me, out in America, in the U.S., it is not Leon. It is a film called The Professional. And I had known that there was a different name. I think it was in French, actually. I thought it was called Leon the Professional. But apparently I'm only half right, because I believe, Carly, in your area, it's just titled Leon, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah. And then I believe the re-release of the film, maybe even just the re-release of it in America, they had changed it to Leon the Professional. But before we get into that, and Carly gives us her super famous synopsis, I guess. I think it's more like
in a nutshell.
Yeah, her super famous in a nutshell.
World famous.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys the drink of today, which this is, I actually don't know the official name of this drink. This is what I'm drinking right now. I made it just a little bit ago. It's just coffee and it's Irish cream liquor, right?
Like Bailey's.
It's like Bailey's, but yeah. And I'm going to look it up real quick because I'm going to see if there's an official name.
Irish coffee?
Well, that's what I call it, yeah. But I don't know if anybody calls it anything. Like if it's got like a unique fun name or something, but I guess it doesn't. It might. If I'm wrong, I mean, never mind, because I'm wrong. So just let us know. What do you call an Irish cream coffee drink? Okay, so how you make it is you brew your favorite coffee, something that hopefully that's unflavored. I only have flavored stuff, so I've got like I don't know, what is this, creme brulee or something.
Creme brulee coffee?
Yeah, they got all kinds of weird different things that we get sometimes just to try them, but they all taste the same.
I like vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah. I mean, it depends on the brand, because some of them are great. Like right now, I really like. I don't know if you guys have Dunkin' Donuts out there. We don't actually have.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I did try it once though on a film set. There was a coffee machine with loads of Dunkin' Donut things, and I didn't know what they were, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, they have really great coffee. We don't have an actual Dunkin' Donuts here in my area. It's like an East Coast and I'm over on the West Coast, but the coffee, they started coming out with like their branded coffee in like grocery stores and things like that. And the vanilla is just, I don't know, it's amazing to me. It's so good. So yeah, we've just been trying different kind of flavored stuff to see what actually works. And so far, the vanilla Dunkin' Donuts, and she had just found and she being my wife, Shawnee, had just found a cinnamon dolce coffee, which is another great one because it definitely has sort of a cinnamon flavor to it. So anyway, get your favorite coffee, and then you're going to put in 1.5 ounces of your favorite Irish cream whiskey liqueur, and then you're going to top it off with whipped cream. And
oh, fancy!
Yeah, I personally found it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I totally forgot an ingredient, and I skipped this part, and that's the reason why I forget it. But the recipe also calls for 8 teaspoons of sugar.
Wow.
Which seemed like a lot to me. If you're also putting in because the Irish cream whiskey is also fairly sweet on its own. So the first time that I made it, I did put the sugar in, but I cut it back to only 4 teaspoons because I thought 8 was a lot.
Yeah.
Which I do put a lot of sugar in my coffee, and I probably put about 8 in just my regular coffee. But adding the whipped cream and the Irish cream and all that,
with the whiskey and the Irish cream, it was too much.
Yeah, and my wife Shawnee thought that it wasn't very sweet, and I was like, what? And she usually doesn't put a lot of sugar in anything, so it was a really strange kind of thing that was happening there, because we were the exact opposites. But so anyway, recipe corrected is your favorite coffee. With 1.5 ounces of Irish cream and 8 teaspoons of sugar. I personally used sugar in the raw, but you can use whatever sugar that you want. And you top it with whipped cream. And I thought it was a little overtly sweet, so I skipped the sugar. And the whipped cream is just enough, to make it balance out. It's a great dessert drink, or early in the morning. It's nice as well. And I would probably, I think next time I make it, I'm going to probably put a shot of something else in it. I haven't decided what yet. Maybe just an extra shot of Irish whiskey or something, because I think that the alcohol level on the Irish cream is a little low. So I might add a little extra kick to it, personally. But let us know what you guys think. It's an easy drink to make, and it's fun, and it's a good dessert drink. So try it out and let us know.
Let's talk business. This guy comes to town every Tuesday. Are you free Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm free Tuesday.
You can't stop what you can't see.
This guy came from the outside. He was a pro. He was fast.
In the art of the kill, Leon was the master.
Somebody's coming up. Somebody's serious.
He never missed a hit. He never got caught.
You're indestructible. Bullets slide off you. You played with him.
And above all else, he never had a reason to care. Until now.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
My family was shot down by DEA officers.
3 kids here. One of them is missing. Find her.
Please open the door. Please.
From the director of La Femme Nikita.
If you don't help me, I'll die tonight. I can feel it.
An innocent girl with no one else to turn to.
What exactly do you do for a living?
Cleaner.
You mean you're a hitman? Cool.
A perfect assassin.
I need you to help me, Leon. I want to get those dirtbags who killed my brother.
With someone to finally believe in.
Change ain't good. Remember that, Leon.
I will.
They're about to come face to face with the cop who's crossed the line.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
So everybody at home, you guys should know this film is either by Leon or Leon the Professional or The Professional, depending on what country you're in. So Carly, why don't you give us your super famous, in a nutshell, synopsis for Leon the Professional?
Okay, but then afterwards, can I tell you my exciting news?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, we don't have any confessions this time, I don't think, so we got exciting news time.
Yeah, it's exciting news. Just exciting news. Okay.
Right.
So, let me just... Okay, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
A street-smart 12-year-old drives the original John Wick to the brink of insanity when her thirst for revenge stirs his own feelings of loneliness and longing for a relationship beyond a houseplant.
All right. That's pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah, you got a kick out of the original John Wick.
I mean, he is. Come on, he is. He just needs the music. It's done.
Sure. I mean, but there's others that came before John Wick, I think you just, yeah, you gotta try to fit in Keanu Reeves in there somewhere.
That's a problem.
I am excited.
This already.
Yeah. I am excited about the new Bill and Ted, though. I'll say that.
So am I.
That should be fun.
They're so excited. They retweeted my little gif of how excited I was. So
did they really? Nice.
They did.
Moving on to Leon.
So gangster.
So is Leon a French name? Do you know?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know anyone called Leon, so.
I don't either. Luc Besson, is that how you... Besson, I think, is how you pronounce his name. He's a very...
not bad.
Yeah,
pronunciations. My
so
God.
I gotta look it up. Anyway, he's an interesting director. I think he's extremely hit or miss. And when he hits, he makes a really great film. And when he misses, it's like, what the hell?
yeah, I like him a lot. I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what if it's contextual to his native, where he lives in his country, that the stories that he tells or the way he tells them are, more acceptable there or more interesting to, his, I don't know what the proper term is, but his people or where he's from, opposed to say America or something like that. But yeah, it's almost every other film or every two films that he makes, I might like it. And the other ones are kind of what did he do? What is this? So what? and one of them actually is starring your boy, Guy Pearce there, which I thought that was one of his misses.
Well, he didn't technically direct it.
It's true, but his stamp is all over that film though. You got to admit that.
Yeah, but see, I quite like that film. So let's not. I think we have a list of people that trigger. I think Guy Pearce is one of them. So maybe we'll just stay clear of that particular film.
No, we won't.
Because I know that you're not a fan.
We won't, because here's the thing. All right. So there is, and I have to look it up because I'm spacing on what the name of it is. But do you know who? Oh my God! No, I can't think of his name either.
Oh God.
And the reason why I can't is because I always call him the Highlander. Right?
I cannot wait to hear who this is.
It's Christopher Lambert.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a movie that he did called Fortress. All right, and I love this film. This is a 1992 film. And Lockout, which is the one that, right? It's called Lockout with Guy Pearce. Yeah, is a straight ripoff of Fortress.
See, didn't they get sued because it was Escape from New York? Yeah.
No. What was it? Escape from New York, or was it Fortress?
I don't know. It was definitely one of them.
Okay. Well,
and I'm pretty sure that they won the legal battle as well, and they did actually get sued successfully.
Yeah, they definitely got sued successfully. I can't remember which film it was. It could have been Escape from New York. which also has its similarities too. But yeah, so I think Fortress is a much better film, and Escape from New York as well than Lockout. Because I mean, first off, Christopher Lambert and Kurt Russell are both way more badass than Guy Pearce.
Not as smug as Guy Pearce.
Yeah, they're both amazing in comparison. Like, Guy Pearce is like the Pauly Shore of tough guys. So, sorry.
/ not sorry.
That's accurate. No, but yeah, I don't know. I always loved Fortress as a film, and Escape from New York is one of my favorite Carpenter films as well. Anyway, moving on to Leon.
Oh, stop doing that, man. You're trying to get in on my accent here. It's
so difficult not to try to rhyme Leon with something. Now I can't do it at all. Leon is a very unconventional film, I'd say, especially for America. It has its tropes, the whole Italian gangster hitman sort of, thing that's popular in America, or was at the time. Maybe made popular by Scorsese and filmmakers like that. But it has the weird French undertone and the strange sort of love affair between a little girl and a man, which is very off-putting. And it's a fantastic film. I love it. But even rewatching it this time, I was cringing at some of the stuff, going, oh no, don't do that. Don't go there. Please don't do that. It's so disturbing, and it's innocent, but it's disturbing.
Have you seen the special edition version that has additional? Yeah. I think it's additional. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one I watched.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did not watch that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's quite a bit longer. It's about 20 minutes longer, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it at all hurt the pacing or the movie itself, but it does extend some of that sort of character building between the two there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was that's the one thing that's pretty, and it feels very French. The movie, it feels very French. And one thing that I learned while researching this is all the interiors were shot in France, and all the exteriors were shot in New York. And I thought that was interesting because when I originally watched the movie, everything inside did feel like French, or felt like a foreign country. And I don't know if that's just the architecture inside or what it really was. But it all felt different than what I'm used to seeing. So finding that out, doing the research for this episode, that was really piqued my interest. And I'm sure it had something to do with either budgetary reasons or actor schedules, things like that.
Well, did you find out that it was supposedly supposed to be like a filler film before The Fifth Element?
No.
And he wrote it in like 30 days because he had all the crew and everything there ready to go.
No, I didn't know that. Really?
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but...
So, like, it's a different studio, though, right? Or is it the same studio?
Oh, not sure.
I thought Fifth Element was American backed.
Possibly. But it was something to do with Bruce Willis's schedule. He wasn't available. And Luc Besson's one of those directors that's like, no, I want this particular person. We will halt everything because that's who I want.
But they probably had a bunch of other contracts already tied up, so they just went and shot that one?
Went and shot that with the crew and what they had in place for certain things.
Wow.
Again, whether it's true or not, don't know. But
maybe that's the thing with him, is that he needs to be under the gun or under pressure. I don't know, because Fifth Element's good too. Fifth Element also has its weird, quirky stuff that everything about it should say this movie shouldn't work.
Yeah, I really like The Fifth Element. That's one of my favorite films.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally, it has nothing to do with Bruce Willis. Like he could be replaced with anybody, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But who was it?
Mila Jovovich.
Well, Mila Jovovich, but she's, that's a breakout performance, really. But her and I was thinking of, I want to say Chris Rock, but it's not Chris Rock. What's his name?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, yeah.
Yeah.
Those two.
Ruby Rad.
As weird as his character is in that, I mean, him and Mila Jovovich are just like the stars of that movie, besides the effects.
I like the priest. I like Ian Holm as the priest.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I think everybody basically was running circles around Bruce Willis.
Yeah, pretty much. Although when I was watching it, my husband hates that film because he's like, oh, this is the one where that guy screeches all the time. Yep, yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Put your headphones in.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's about love. He's like, I don't care, I just hear screeching.
That's true, I can understand that. So yeah, that's interesting to know that was sort of like a rushed project, before The Fifth Element was shot. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, they definitely pulled it off and pulled it off well. And it wasn't a small budget. It was $16 million budget, which is pretty big for that time.
They should have just paid that all to Gary Oldman.
He's great in it. I honestly think that this was his last great performance.
He's fantastic. My second synopsis in a nutshell, which I decided not to go with because of my past history with just focusing on actors, was a film showcasing how truly magnificent Gary Oldman is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would have agreed with you on that one.
Yeah.
He's quite amazing. I think he's a fantastic actor. I wouldn't say he's underrated because I think everybody loves Gary Oldman. I just think that he doesn't get roles enough. And I honestly also think that the older he gets, the worse he's getting in terms of his acting quality. Because I think he just doesn't. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to judge him as an actor or anything like that because I could be completely off base, and he's trying the hardest he's ever tried.
Don't you pick on Gary Oldman?
I'm trying not to because I just think he was.
No, because we're going to be best friends one day, and then it's going to be weird.
Well, his work was so great when he was younger.
Yeah, I think it's hard to match, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's might be what it is. I think it's just the roles that he got were just these quirky, strange. He was never like the star of the film, but because of his quality of acting, he is the star of every film that he was in.
To be fair, when he was sniffing that guy at the beginning, right? I honestly, for about I don't know, the scene's maybe 5 minutes long, and for a good 2 minutes, I was thinking, that's Lee Harvey Oswald sniffing some guy. And I couldn't, it took me a while to get back into, no. It's not Lee Harvey Oswald sniffing a guy.
I don't know why your mind would even go there.
I don't know what it was.
That was funny, though, because it was so on the nose, pun intended. Because
He's literally on his nose.
Because what was his henchman, Mike, or I can't remember his little henchman guy, says something. He's got a line that says he can sniff out a liar or something. And Gary Oldman is like... And then it's
sniffing somebody's face.
And I'm like, wow, they're going there. Okay.
Apparently, though, that guy was not that fantastic of an actor. He just did not know that Gary Oldman was going to sniff his face. It was like, oh, crap.
What is happening?
What's going on?
Is somebody going to cut?
Do you know he's this close, guys?
6 feet apart. Yeah. No, and it was surprising how his henchmen, his little lugs that follow him around, which I guess are other police officers, they're very loyal, but also they have a lot of control over him.
They do. I'd love after he's shot everybody, right, and he's massacred an entire house, and then they're just like telling him to go outside, and then he goes outside and shoots at an old woman, like, get back inside.
Yeah. It's really great. It's funny because it's like he's such a loose cannon, but they're they're like, hey, you know what? You got to do this. Like, calm down, you idiot. You know?
Yeah, get back and smoke your fat back inside
it's like
and shut up.
They're just so scared of him. They're not going to like cross him, but they'll do what they can to make sure he doesn't go too far, which obviously that's all he does is go too far.
Yeah, I was going to say, like the line, Gary Oldman cannot see that. Yeah. He hasn't seen that for years.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's way gone.
I don't have time for this shit. What does he say? What was his
Mickey
line
Mouse
in there?
bullshit. I've got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit.
Yeah, that's
Nobody does, Gaza. Nobody does.
No, I mean that's 100% his character right there. It's like he's just moving on. Let him do his thing, right or wrong. Jean Reno is great in this film. He's actually great. I love everything that I see him in. He's fantastic.
Do you know what's funny? I watched this with Lily, and immediately after I watched it with her, we had to sit and watch French Kiss because she's now obsessed with him. Oh, yeah?
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Well, when you see a little girl inappropriately obsessed with him on the screen, I guess that can happen. I don't know.
Potentially.
I can just see Jean Reno there just going, hashtag me too. Leave me alone, little girl. Where's the parents?
I know. I only said yes to some milk. I don't know what happened.
Right.
So it went wrong.
Yeah. And what is his deal with milk?
He's such a badass. That's how he rolls.
I guess, man. I don't know.
I suppose it's because he's kind of like they kind of tried to present him as like almost like he's still got the spirit of a child. You know, like he's not fully functioned adult.
I guess. I think rewatching it though.
That's what that was about.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. And I think it's, I kind of, and as I was thinking about it, I kind of was thinking, well, maybe it's sort of his vice replacement for alcohol. Like he doesn't drink alcohol and this is what he does instead as sort of a replacement to stay sober. Which I don't know. Who knows what the reasoning is. It's just, good character building now for whatever the decision was about it. I feel like I've seen like the whole milk thing in other movies though. I can't place what it is, but it seems
Tarantino did one with milk, didn't he? That crazy German Gestapo guy in Inglourious Bastards used to drink milk.
Maybe that's one of the few Tarantino movies I haven't seen. I had zero interest in seeing that film. But
Michael Fassbender's in it.
Ugh.
Is that why you don't want to watch it? Oh, triggered.
I don't.
He's in the Guy Pearce Club.
Yeah, I don't care for most of the cast in that movie. I'm not a Brad Pitt fan, or I don't know. I can't remember who else is really in it. I think Shia LaBeouf is in it. No, that wasn't that film, was it? What is he in?
He's in
some more movie. Anyway, people are like, "Are you an idiot? I'm not listening to you anymore." Blasphemy, Tarantino. Anyway, what was it? What were we talking? Jean Reno.
You read about the milk, yeah.
Yeah. About the milk. I was going to say, if anybody needs another podcast to listen to, there's a great podcast called American Hysteria, and there's an episode where they talk about milk and how we're humans are the only species that drinks milk. Well, I think they say, what do they say? The lactating secretion of another mammal.
Well, I'm not going to be putting that in my coffee tomorrow because that is a disgusting sentence. No.
I mean, there's so much more to it, like how they used to the milk used to basically be bad for you and making people sick, and they would try to figure out different ways to stop that from happening just so they could sell more and not kill the dairy industry. And milk used to be blue, so then they tried a bunch of different ways of changing the tint, like bleach and other stuff. And I'm like, what the hell?
Let's have a nice glass of bleach.
Yeah, and I was wondering if that was like the reason why the milk in Star Wars is blue, but I don't know. Who knows?
Do you have fresh milk? Do you drink fresh milk?
No, like farms might. We have pasteurized. Yeah.
That's weird because we only drink fresh milk pretty much.
Like, so you go out and milk a cow and then...
You don't go out and milk a cow. Somebody else goes out and milks a cow, puts it in a jug, and I have it.
Oh, really? Okay. So, okay.
Yeah, but I only have like long life crap if I'm really forced to.
Interesting. Is it taste different?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know if I would...
Cardboard box milk is horrible.
Really?
Yep, it's when you've been bad and they give you that. Here's your coffee. Ugh. Have you used the semi-skimmed bloody long life milk? Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never had real milk, I guess. I don't know. It just sounds wrong.
I'll buy you a cow.
No.
And then you can go milk it yourself.
No.
You can be the guy who milks the cow and puts it in a jug.
No, I can't.
Yeah. Sure, you can find it on YouTube or something. It'll be fine.
Getting completely off topic, though, I did go to high school with a guy for his senior project. For his senior project, he did a project on artificially inseminating cows.
What? With what?
I don't know exactly. I can't remember the details of it because it was...
Did you burn it from your mind because it was horrible?
I tried to, but I'm talking strictly from like an 18-year-old, 17-year-old's perspective. It was nasty and gross and yeah. But I mean, I understand that there's like a need for that in the, the farming community, whatever it's called. I don't know, livestock, trade. So, okay, it makes sense. It's a legitimate job and all that. But as a 17, 18-year-old, I'm watching this and he goes to, a farm or livestock, whatever it is. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. And they go through the process of allowing him to artificially inseminate a cow. And it's so disgusting and gross and yeah, and it was just nasty. I don't even know why I'm talking about this now. But anyways, let's not talk about cows.
I mean, this feels like counseling.
It is, yeah. I've carried that with me for 25 years, and I had to get it off my chest. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're all welcome. The
speakeasy therapy sessions.
Wow, about lactating cows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, how about that Jean Reno?
I don't really know where to go. Drinks lactating milk. I don't really know where to go.
So, hey, Carly, let's take a break real quick and talk to our listeners about our sponsors. All right, guys, we're back and we're going to keep talking about this film. Natalie Portman, she's amazing in this movie.
She is.
Yeah.
I like her generally, though. She's one of the few actresses I quite like.
Yeah, and she doesn't do a whole lot of work anymore. I guess that Star Wars money is really paying off for her, but I think that, again, like Gary Oldman, I think she hasn't improved on her craft over time. Like, I think she's okay, but nothing that stand out, like her earlier, like this movie right here. She's so fantastic and she has this ability to like channel like an older person that's been through a lot because her, obviously her as a person hasn't been through what her character has been through in this movie. And I think that she plays it so beautifully and so on point that, I mean, I don't think that she could probably ever pull off a role as well as she did this.
Well, she was good in Thor.
In what movie?
Thor?
Yeah. Did you just bring up a Marvel movie?
Sorry.
You can't go from the professional. You can't go from the professional to Thor.
Well, I just fucking did. So.
Do we need to get into this Marvel is not movies debate? I'm kidding.
No. Well, I was just saying she was okay in that. She was kind of funny.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm not sure. I did see like Black Swan, which I thought was okay. I didn't.
Oh God, that creeped me the hell out. I couldn't deal with that film. Yeah. Even my mum was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, it wasn't definitely not my cup of tea. But
no, not saying it was a bad film, but it really was not my sort of thing.
Oh, I did like her in that movie where I think it was based on a true story about the girl who gave birth to a baby in a Walmart or something like that. I can't think of the name of it.
So when I tell you to watch all these fantastic films and TV shows, and this is now what you're watching, people giving birth in Walmart, which is Asda, by the way.
It's an older film. I watched it a long time ago, but
Oh, yeah.
I remember her being pretty good in it, and I think that was probably maybe like her first, like, I'm a little bit older now kind of movie. But anyway, yeah, I thought she was really great in this film. Everybody, the whole entire cast of this movie was great.
Yeah, agreed. I really like when he whips off his coat and he looks like he's going to bust a few people at the Matrix. That's awesome. You say, oh, he's got a nice hat. They're pretty cool shades. Yeah. Then, lo and behold, he looks like he just stocked up.
Yeah, but this is
at the halfway point of the Matrix.
This is like 5-6 years before the Matrix.
I think they totally stole that.
Maybe. I don't know. I do have to ask, though, what is the deal with the short pants? Why are his pants shorter than they should be? Like, I don't know, they're short.
Maybe like, Simon Cowell stole his fashion sense as well.
I have no idea.
So he has like short pants that are up to,
does he?
Like nipples.
He like looks like Pinocchio.
Maybe he's got like hand-me-downs. He can't go get the pub.
You kidding me? He makes a ton of money. He makes.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any of it, does he? He has to go to this bloody bloke and sit there and have some food and a glass of milk before he can go, hey, can I have some money?
Yeah, but I mean, that's his only interaction with people, like that he's not killing. So, I mean, I'm sure his...
Maybe the dead people don't care about his trousers.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe he wants them to see his sock. Maybe that's his sadistic like.
He just comes off
Maybe when they die, he's like, "Oh, look at my socks."
He just comes off so stylish with the glasses and the suspenders and the jacket and the guns and his everything, and then his pants are short. It's just maybe like funny.
Maybe his sunglasses are like he can't tell.
They called those floods, right? In the old days.
Floods.
Yeah, like your pants would be short so you don't get them wet. Right? Floods or something. I don't know.
Do not know. You've lost me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's an American thing.
You lost me at pants because they're trousers. Pants are
trousers. Pants are what?
Pants are pants, like underpants.
Well, underwear?
Yeah.
They're called pants?
He's got trousers on.
Yeah, trouser. I mean, yeah, I guess I've heard it called trousers too. We call them pants here. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
If I went, street nice pants, he'd be like, brilliant. And then my next question will be, why have you not got your trousers on?
Well, you should compliment your man on his pants then. Jesus.
I mean, if we're in a public place off and I go, nice pants, we're in trouble. We're getting arrested. If I go, nice trousers, that's okay.
Sounds like you live in a very conservative area there.
Funnily enough, they don't like it in Asda when you go in and compliment people's pants, though.
I guess that's why they don't like Americans or tourists, because they're all saying the wrong thing.
Nice pants, love. Excuse me.
Well, I don't know. I found it funny. Maybe that's the whole point. It's just a little funny. It seemed like he was playing dress up through the whole movie, just like he was doing with Matilda.
Oh, his little John Wayne impression was brilliant.
It is. It was really good. And that made it even funnier. You know what I found out is that his character is based on his character from La Femme Nikita.
Oh.
So Victor the cleaner in La Femme Nikita is sort of an offshoot for Leon. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, Besson said that he could be his second cousin or something like that, a more human version of Victor the Cleaner.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. La Femme Nikita is a great movie too, by the way.
Yeah, I like that. It's been a long time since I watched that.
I even like the TV show a lot, especially when they brought in Devon Sawa. But the guy from Final Destination?
Yes, and guess who else was in the TV series?
Who?
Callum Rennie.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting, especially knowing that potentially Besson wrote this in like a 30-day period before shooting.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't know if it's true or not, but...
I mean, it sounds reasonable enough, I guess. I mean, depending on where the money came from.
Sounds like something we'd do.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well. Better go and do something.
Yeah, I mean, idle hands.
I don't.
Speaking of Devon Sawa again, because he's in Idle Hands. Yeah, and okay, so this movie had a $16 million budget, and it made $45 million worldwide, which is respectable. It made a good amount of money. And what I found interesting from that, though, is that Besson had wrote a sequel to The Professional, where Matilda has grown up and become a cleaner. And the movie was all ready to go, but I guess he decided to leave EuropaCorp, which is the company that financed and he was a part of for The Professional, and opened. He left Gamut Film and opened his own company, EuropaCorp. And Gamut was really mad at him. So since that company had the rights to The Professional, they wouldn't give him the sequel. They wouldn't let him have it.
Well, that's a bit mean.
Yeah, and they've sat on it and still sit on it to today. Like, they still won't give it to him. So what he did after he left and opened EuropaCorp, he took that sequel and rewrote it, and it became Colombiana.
Oh, with Zoe.
Zoe, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I never really felt interested in watching that, but now I am. I'm 100% on board to go watch that movie.
Yeah, me too.
And I like Zoe Saldana. How do you pronounce her name? Saldana?
Don't drag me into this pronunciation thing. Zoe from Star Trek. Is what we'll say. Is what
she
I'll
in
say.
Star Trek?
Yeah, she's in the new Star Trek reboot. She plays Uhura.
What? Serious?
Oh yes, I'm full of surprises today.
Wow, I watched the whole season, the first 2 seasons, and I don't. Wow, I didn't.
No,
I guess...
the film with Chris Pine.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? Okay, never mind. Yes, she is. Okay, that I remember. I thought you were talking about the TV show, because that's the hot topic. It's the TV shows right now. I'm like, no, really?
Did I miss an episode?
Yeah. Like, what? I didn't even know horror was in it.
I should have just left you thinking that, because just the hours of your confusion.
I would have went back and watched it and looked it up and been like, what's going on? Carly, you're crazy.
I can't see a horror in any of this. 3 weeks later.
But yeah, no, I think she's great. I like her a lot, and I'll probably have to go and watch that. I get tired of like the drug movies and war films. I don't know. They get on my nerves after a while because there's so many of them. So I just kind of stayed away from Colombiana. But I'll check it out now. The Professional's got such a different perspective, though. So I didn't mind that one. It was that nasty, weird love story that just makes you feel dirty watching.
Yeah, I can see why people would take offense to it. I really can. But I kind of saw it as like, he's very childlike.
Oh, yeah,
he
definitely.
Plays it, he's very childlike, and so I can see how he sees the innocence in it, and I can see at her age the things that she's been exposed to, how she can sort of latch onto somebody and think, oh, I like this person. They asked me if they were okay. Yeah. And sort of get infatuated. And then what I like is him trying to understand what that is and also deflect it, but then still be confused because he cares about her. And But I can completely understand why people might not like it.
Yeah, and I think his character handles it very well in the movie. He still does step up and kind of become that sort of father figure, or just an adult figure in her life, period. Even though he's teaching her to be a hitman, which isn't great. He's still like...
But she asked if she could.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that makes total sense. Let's just, whatever child asks you to do something, let's just say yes.
I mean...
Let's go kill people.
I feel like if I stumbled across a hitman, one of the first questions out of Lily's mouth would be, can I have a go of your gun? So what exactly does that do? And how quickly can we intercept people?
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. And that's the reason why, you got to be a responsible adult and say, no, we're not killing anyone.
Oh, it's my turn, Lily, to play with the rifle.
God,
you wait your turn.
Oh my God. Folks at home, don't ever cross Carly or her daughter, apparently. Street, get out while you can.
He can't leave the house, okay? It's like misery for him. Every time he tries to leave, I just get another leg.
Hide the wood blocks and the sledgehammers.
Why do you think I work in a hardware store, man?
Man, oh man.
Special offer on Axis. I'll take one of them. Staff discount.
Man. But, yeah, I mean, I think that the way it's played out, and I think Leon's character, or Jean Reno's character, Leon, and it handles it pretty well and respectfully, and still, even though he's teaching her to be an assassin, he is also teaching her humanity and some life lessons and additional street smart, and I think that that portion of it, I think, is done pretty well.
Yeah, like when he tells her to stop swearing and stop talking to that boy, and you have to be nice to people. And
that's exactly what I had in mind. Yeah, yep.
Plus, he loves Gene Kelly, so I love that. I think that is. As soon as I saw him singing, I was like, "Brilliant! I'm hooked. What's going on here?"
Yeah. So she's talking about Gene Kelly in "It's Always Fair Weather," which is a 1955 film. It's not a noir though, so we probably won't cover it on here, but. Yeah, it's a good movie. Or Singing in the Rain, he does as well.
He just makes me happy. I like him.
Yeah. So, do you recall when she calls her school?
Oh yeah, and says is that when the school calls her?
Yeah, I guess maybe the school called her. That's right.
And she says she's dead.
Yeah. I didn't look it up, but the voice on the phone sounds super familiar.
Ooh.
Of who the school principal or teacher is. I'm gonna have to look. Couldn't find anything in my initial research, so I didn't dig too far. But I want to keep looking into that because that voice just sounds really familiar. Like it's probably somebody that we know by name, because it just sounds really familiar, or at least by face. Somebody that shows up in a lot of projects that might not be like an A-list or superstar, but the voice just sounds really familiar.
Well, there's 79 people in the cast, so.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of bad guys that get killed off, a lot of red shirts.
Yeah, didn't he look like a boy band at the beginning? He just looked like he was killing the Backstreet Boys at the very opening scene.
Yeah, that's true.
And like their greedy manager. It's like, you boys go and sing. I'm going off with a prostitute.
And that was probably one of the scenes I had the biggest issue with because they're all getting killed. And so he calls up there and is makes the guy tell him he's coming up or whatever. And then one of the henchmen guys hey, go down and get the car and wait for us. I'm like, what? You're going to send him down the flight of stairs towards the bad guy that's killing everybody? And then the guy's just...
fodder.
Yeah, he's just he's like, okay, I'll go. And then a few seconds later, you're like, a bam, bam. Come on, you did not see that coming. That's so ridiculous. But also I read that they sort of paid homage to Silence of the Lambs with that elevator scene.
I just found something really interesting. So somebody that backed one of my projects is an uncredited cast member.
Oh, really?
She's one of the students at the end. I'm guessing it says student uncredited. So I'm guessing she was one of the girls at the end, when she goes back to the school.
Yeah.
Hot plant.
Do any of you guys know her? Mm-mm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyway,
you should reach out to him.
Hey, I liked you being horrible to Natalie Portman. Thumbs up.
So I wanted to go back to a Tarantino thing real quick. And okay. I don't know the year this movie was shot or the year Pulp Fiction was shot. I believe Pulp Fiction was maybe 93. Did it come out first?
I think Leon might have been 94, but I could be wrong.
Well, I know it was released in 94. But Pulp Fiction, it was also 94, which has also got Gary Oldman, right?
No, Gary Oldman wasn't in Pulp Fiction. He was in True Romance.
Oh, True Romance. That's right. My bad. I'm thinking of True Romance, not Pulp Fiction. My bad. No, I'm actually thinking of both. That's why I'm getting confused.
You're having a senior moment. Are you okay?
I am. Because I'm not a huge Tarantino fan, so forgive me. like my favorite Tarantino stuff is only the stuff that he wrote, like True Romance and Natural Born Killers. Like
I like True Romance a lot.
Yeah, those are the two films that I really like. Okay, so hear me out real quick, because I'm pretty sure True Romance came out before, right?
Yeah, that was like 92, 91. 92?
No, 93, a year before.
Oh, 93.
Yeah. So not 100% sure when Leon was actually shot, but usually it'd be a year before. So if this True Romance came out in 93, it's probably shot in 92. And The Professional was probably shot in 93. And then Pulp Fiction came out in 94 as well, so probably shot at the same time as The Professional and when True Romance was released. Anyway, hear me out. 1, Gary Oldman is in True Romance, and he plays the reggae Rastafarian guy who looks a lot like his henchman in The Professional.
Mm-hmm.
2, Matilda looks a lot like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Like haircut and style and all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering if there were some sort of homages there going on, because there's a lot that Besson did in this film that are homages to a lot of work. I mean, there's a whole long list of it. Like I was just speaking of the elevator scene, that was in Silence of the Lambs. There's a lot of stuff that he did in this film that was like that. So I'm curious if those are one, because I didn't read or hear about that, but it was just something that kind of popped into my head, because Gary Oldman's reggae guy character in True Romance was such an off the wall craziness, that this cop guy that is his henchman in this movie, he had some similarities.
Does, yeah, he's got a bit of a Gary Oldman vibe, hasn't he, about him?
Yeah, it's more about the look, because I think he's got a bit of a scar on his face. He's got the dreadlocks. He wears the sort of reggae kind of shirt sort of thing. So there's some definite similarities. I just don't know if it was intentional or not. And then the same with Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction and Matilda, style and look. Like they're kind of similar, because even from the choker to the haircut to the red lipstick, all that kind of stuff, just kind of had that sort of vibe. So I was just curious if that was, something that was on purpose or not.
Interesting.
The scene where he first takes her out, he gets his training gun, and he first takes Matilda out, the rifle and the jogger. I forgot that it was a paintball gun. I was sitting here watching this, like, the tension was like, oh my God. And I felt like I must have felt that when I first saw the movie as well, because you don't know, like after you've seen the movie, it's a paintball gun kind of thing. It's not something you can't go back to unless it's been a long time since you've seen it. And it's been, probably 20 years since I've seen this movie. So I totally forgot about the paintball thing. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to let her kill this guy. He's going to let her kill this guy.
It is very set up when she's like, who do I pick? He's like, anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, no women and no children. Okay. But I mean, this guy and he's in it so little, like so quickly, this character's in it, but you can already tell he's probably an asshole, probably deserves to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as soon as he gets out the car, you think, I hope it's you.
Yeah. He's instant prick. You just know he's a prick just right off the bat, and that's one of the brilliant things that Besson is able to do in this film. He's able to translate that stuff so easily and so quickly without any real backstory or any effort, so this guy gets out and then she shoots him and I'm like, oh my God, it was that's right. How did I forget that? And I felt like they did such a great job, and I don't know if anything that he's saying is accurate. Like, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. Like, sure, keep the door on the scope closed so it doesn't reflect light, it all makes sense, try to move with him as he's running, whatever. But I felt like I was training to be an assassin. And, I was
kind of disappointed it was a paintball gun at the end of it. I was like,
is something wrong with you? Oh my God.
We all know this. This is not new information.
You're going to have everybody afraid to meet you in real life.
Hey, When I set up my Comic-Con table for picture signing.
That's why they wouldn't let you in.
Possibly. Do you think they have like potential serial killer alert?
Maybe, probably.
Back away from the table. You ain't coming within 6 yards, mate.
I also love the Bjork song that popped up. That was kind of out of the blue.
Yes. I very much enjoyed the Sting theme song. Can we call it a theme song, or is it like an accompanying track? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a big Sting fan, but
God's sake, you are just triggering me left, right, and centre.
yeah. I mean, I like the Police.
That's Sting, basically.
Well, I mean, the songs that they did were a lot better than Sting on his own. So I would probably say it's not just Sting.
Maybe Sting sobered up. You don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. That doesn't make him better. Just like 9 Inch Nails. But, yeah, I don't know. I love that Bjork song, so it was kind of interesting that it popped up, and I don't know why it's in there. It doesn't exactly make sense, but it's a good track.
But I did like the scenes where like it has a few montages, which is where my love of montage came from.
From Leon?
From Luc Besson. Yeah,
okay.
It's his fault.
Right.
And I've worked very hard to take them out.
Any particular one that...
I really like the one at the beginning where you just see how lonely he is. When it's just like a 2-minute shot of no dialogue, just him being lonely on his own with his plant.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, that's...
That he didn't speak to, by the way. You should speak to plants. Not just squirt them with water.
Because they have ears.
They're alive.
Yeah.
They respond to music.
Do they?
They do.
Is that a real thing? Has that been proven?
No, that's a real thing.
Is it?
I talk to my palm in the bathroom all the time.
Well, I mean, you could talk to the freaking wall, but it doesn't mean that it can hear you.
Well, it grows a little bit more when I talk to it.
Maybe.
Play some Frank Sinatra, it's loving life.
Are you hiding the dead bodies in your walls? Is that what's going on?
Maybe I talk to them too. I'm scared they're going to talk back.
So, Carly, what do you think? Is this a 10 gen out of gen? God damn it. 10. You know what? I'm going to let you close out the show. I don't care if we sit here in silence.
All right, sassy.
I think it's while my Irish cream is getting to me here.
I know, yeah. That's obviously your kickoff drink, isn't it?
I just spilt it on me.
That's karma. I did that with the power of my mind.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Oh, God.
I think I'm going to give it a 9.
Oh. Really? Why does it lose a gin bottle?
It loses a gin bottle for selfish reasons.
Okay.
It made me cry when he died.
But why would it... So like you only like happy endings?
I don't like human emotion, okay? So it made me cry when he died.
So it did its job and you're, blaming it for it.
He didn't talk to the plant. Would have liked a little bit more Gary Oldman.
Ooh, I think he was in there just enough. I'm disagreeing with you on everything so far.
No, I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm not gonna give it a 10. Although actually, I'm pretty good. I do throw 10s around quite a lot. But I think my main reason for giving it a 9 is because sadly, I like The Fifth Element more.
What?
Which is shocking, I know, but I'm a sci-fi geek. All right. And
I am
The Fifth
too,
Element would have a 10. And I think Leon has like a 9.
You are a mystery to me. You are a mystery to me. Wow. No,
Good, as long as I'm a mystery to the police as well.
Your whereabouts a mystery to the police.
Yeah, where is she doing now? Who knows?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I give this movie a 10. I think it's fantastic. I think it's perfect. I think everything about it is just great. It's a little creepy, but it's understandable. Like, I get it.
That's weird because you don't throw 10s around a lot.
No, but this is a great movie. And no, I don't think it's as good as, I don't think Fifth Element is better than it, not by far. And I'm a huge sci-fi fan too. And I don't like these gangster type movies. Like I'm not a huge fan of them. Like I can respect like The Godfather and Goodfellas and things like that and all that kind of stuff. And this obviously isn't that same sort of movie, but it's also not John Wick either. It's got way more to it than that. But I just think it was very well directed. It's a great script, and the performances are just spot on perfect. I don't think you could get better with the performance. Even the secondary supporting cast is just fantastic. Everybody's just really good in this film. The action is believable. Even the over-the-top stuff is like, yeah, I totally get it. Yes, they are going to shoot a rocket into that fucking room because everybody that goes into it dies. like absolutely, that's what I would do. If there's a rocket available, it's getting shot.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. Give me the rocket.
It's like, even that absurdity is like completely believable in this film. And of course he would, tear open a wall and shove a little girl down the hole. It all makes
take my plant.
Yeah. It all worked out just fine. And I loved that he died at the end. I thought it was perfect. That it was a great noir ending, and it was the only ending for it, really. Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was either one or the other. Either the girl was going to die or he was going to die. Yeah, one or the other, and both would be tragic. And it would have been more tragic if the girl had died, because that's the youth that gets to, still has a life in front of her, sort of thing. So that would have been far more tragic and harder to take. But they already did that earlier in the film and killed her little brother, which is also heartbreaking. And whoa, what did they do? Oh my gosh, that was pretty harsh. They don't kill kids a lot in films.
No, especially when they're so callous about it as well. They're just like, meh. Yeah,
exactly.
Because then he goes on his drug high. So it's like, okay, you just murdered a whole family. He's like, eh.
Yeah, it's just another body. And he says something to the fact when she goes to try to assassinate him as well. I can't remember exactly what he says, but something like, "Are you? Do you love life, or do you want to live, or something like that?" And she says, "Yes." And he's like, "Good, because I don't take any pleasure in killing anybody that doesn't." And I'm like, that is such a sadistic, fucked up thing to say.
I know, yeah.
And it took me a minute because I was thinking he was saying the opposite. Like,
I thought I'd heard it wrong as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's not what he meant. Wow, this dude's fucked.
He's a crazy psychopath.
Yeah. So I give it a solid 10. This is just a great film. It's too bad that they never got a chance to make the true sequel to it. Because I think maybe it could still happen. I'm sure Natalie Portman would be on it, and I'm sure everybody would love to do that. Jean Reno could come back as a ghost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The plant would still be around, of course, because she planted it.
It would be a tree by now.
Yeah. I didn't quite understand the ending. Did the lady accept her into the place?
Yes, I believe that she accepted her into the place.
Okay, because she planted
that's why she went outside and planted the plant in probably the worst place ever to plant it.
Yeah, right next to a tree where it's going to fucking get eaten, right?
Yeah, all the roots, the roots aren't going to grow very far, and it's in the shade.
Yeah. But I wasn't 100% positive if that was, she got accepted. I assumed maybe because she did plant the plant, but I don't know. So anyway, 10 out of 10, and you gave it a 9 out of 10, which is wrong as usual. But I think we both agree it's a great film.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess now that one is over, next week we're going to switch back to a classic film, which I'm not going to tell you too much about it. It's just a classic film noir. It's a good film. And I'm just don't know what I'm saying now, and probably should just wrap up. But I told Carly that she was going to wrap up, so I'm just going to keep saying words.
Can I tell you my exciting news?
Oh, yeah.
You could sound a bit more bloody excited. Because actually, no, this will be fun, because then every other episode you have to refer to me as this.
Okay. Yes. I'm excited now. What do I get to call it?
Okay. Are you ready? So my dream is now reality, and I actually have the official title of lady. I am Lady Carly Street of Glencoe.
Wait,
oh, yes, I am. And it's a legal thing. And I can make everybody call me that.
What? Okay. So I'm American.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand it.
Okay.
All right.
So basically, I'm like the Queen's best friend.
Okay. How does this happen?
I have a lady title.
Okay. But explain to me what the lady title means. Because there's like Lord and Lady and all these different things.
Yeah.
And I've even seen it online where it's like, you can be a Lord, pay this amount. And I'm like,
okay, well, that's not what I'm saying happened.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that
lady.
is, but I'm just trying to, I don't know what that means. What does it mean that you are now a lady? Like, did you get knighted by Queen? I don't know. I don't know what it means.
I'm waiting for the phone call from Liz, you know. My husband bought me a patch of land in the Highlands of Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that now I'm lady of that patch.
Okay, so you have to own property and then you get the title.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
I know. So now you have to call me Lady Carly.
Lady Carly, it's not Lady Street?
It's a legal thing. You have to call me Lady. Well, I can obviously pick if it's Lady Street or Lady Carly, but I think Lady Carly sounds better.
Okay, so how does somebody know this when they first meet you? Do you wear like a badge that says I'm a lady?
I'm going to change my bank card and everything. I'll just, I'll announce it to them. Why aren't you curtsying? Is what I'll say.
Okay. And you have to do that as well. And that means like bowing?
And then I'll do my little wave. My Royal Highness wave.
Yeah, the little princess wave.
And it won't be a princess wave. It'll be like a strong leader wave.
I don't know what that means because we don't have a strong leader.
Just wait till I get over there.
It'll be huge. It'll be huge.
Be huge. And I can go and visit my little patch.
Okay.
Never I want.
Well, Lady Carly Street.
Yep.
It's time to wrap up this episode. I think we both enjoyed The Professional, Leon the Professional, depending on what country you're in. And we can't wait to discuss the next film with you.
Yay!
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
He's looking at you, kid.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Speakeasy Noircast. Make sure to visit our website, resurrectionfilms.net, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or any of your favorite podcast apps, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, The Dark Side of Acting Up, available now on Amazon, or you can check out one of our films available on Amazon Prime.